you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Good evening. After weeks of suffering, after weeks of holding on to the ball too long, after weeks of holding on to the quarterback for too long, Aaron Glenn, who's been combative with the media over this move, finally gives in. Justin Fields to the bench, Tyrod Taylor to the starting lineup. The New York Jets passing offense might have a chance to pass 130 yards in a game, folks. We'll get into that, much more. It's the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Nighttime is back. Let's go. Hit it. Let's go.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Welcome, everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. Wasn't going to do a show tonight, but when the news came in today around 12 o'clock, I was like, you know what? We got to do a show. So thank you for being here. Here's what we got. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're at 1880. Gained a couple more subs throughout the weekend. Pushing close to 1900. Want to get to 2000 before the end of the football season. So any help that you could do to get us there would be greatly appreciated. This Sunday night, we have the Armand Membu autographed jersey going off on the raffle. Make sure you get your super chats, your gifted memberships in. I know we haven't been doing a lot of shows. Memberships have fallen off. So if you could help do your part, and maybe you get a jersey about it. You know, memberships are great. It's free advertising. Someone gets gifted a membership, boom. They get an email. Hey, Nick's on. Didn't know Nick was on. Watch. This is how it works. I'll show you guys right now since I'm a nice guy. Look at that. Buy one. And then after YouTube is done circling, kaboom. Who gets an email? Tyler D'Onofrio gets an email right now that the Nick Shine Show's on, and he got a membership. I, of course, do not get raffle entries on the wheel. But you guys can. That's fun. All right. Here's what we got, folks. Finally, Aaron Glenn says, enough's enough. We know he's hung on too long. We know he's been combative with the media over the questions, who's your quarterback going to be? Some people have had theories that to deflect from the team, Aaron Glenn has taken the bullets with the media, with being confrontational to protect his team and put the attention on him. I listen, I'm split. I'm torn. You're 2-8. I'll do what I do as a fan when we're this bad. I will root for the team to win. I'm not going to get upset if we don't. I know what it takes to trade up in the NFL draft. I know what it would take to get to number one. I am not interested in paying a ransom to the Titans and giving the Titans all the draft picks we just acquired. Now, we're not going to give all of them. I understand that. But there's going to be a good amount of picks that would go to the Titans. Say we end up at 7. Say we mess around. Say we beat Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans. Say we get the 5 wins. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the bottom of the NFL is pretty awful. The Raiders, the Browns, the Saints, the Giants, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Falcons are pretty awful football teams. Bengals are awful, but they're getting Burrow back. Maybe this week, probably the week after. But the bottom 10 teams are awful. You win 4 or 5 games, you could be picking anywhere from 8, 9, 10, 11. There's going to be a lot of teams that don't get to 4. I don't want to give up number 1, which would be, say, 7, for example. You're probably going to give up the other number 1 this year. You're going to give up a 1 next year. And you're probably going to give up either a 2 or 3. I don't want to pay that ransom. I don't. Cleveland's probably going to be involved. The Raiders might be involved. The Titans would be wise with all of the holes that they have on their team to just start a bidding war. I don't want to be held over the coals for that. I don't want to be robbed. It's better off long term to be in the 2, 3, 4 range. And then it's an easier jump. But I get it. It's the Jets. They'll win meaningless game. They'll win meaningless games. And then they'll have to jump come draft time. I don't see them sitting. I fully believe that they're going to move up for the quarterback. You know I'm a Mendoza guy. It's hashtag mayhem for Mendoza. We are in the midst of the mayhem. We are in the eye of the storm, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2-8. We're 2-8. It's not a very good time to be a Jet fan. It hasn't for a very long time. We think we got some good pieces, and then we don't. Let's check right now. Fantasy football. I had a lead. I win 131.9 to 126.5. Braylon Allen's balls victorious yet again to move to 9-2, first place. Hell yeah, show Mark some love. And here's the thing, Mark. Good point. The Browns play the Raiders. The Jets play the Saints. The Jets play the Dolphins. I think there's another big matchup with bottom feeders. So some of these crappy teams will get a win here or there. And I'm just rooting against the Titans at all costs right now. I'm rooting against the Titans. I'm rooting against the Colts. And I'm rooting against the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys won tonight against an awful Raider team. But the Cowboys' schedule coming up, the next 5 games, and forgive me if I'm out of order, these are just the 5 opponents. Eagles, Chiefs, Vikings, Lions, and Chargers. Those are their next 5 games. I want that second round pick to be top 10. Can we get a 5-game losing streak from the Cowboys right now, please? Thank you. They got their Raider win. Let them just collapse. Let them be awful. And I told all of you a couple weeks ago, bet Quinnen Williams to get a sack in the first game he plays for the Cowboys. He dropped 1.5 tonight. Sauce almost had an interception when they were overseas. That would have been a hell of a parlay. Sauce interception, Quinnen Williams sack in their first games with other teams when they very rarely did it here. Sauce had no interceptions this year. Still doesn't. Quinnen gets a sack. He had 1 all year with us. The New York Jets, we need a turnaround, folks. We really do. I know the quarterback would be nice, but we have so many more needs on this team. We have 8 picks in the first 2 rounds. Safety, a linebacker who can cover and drop into coverage. I love Hill from Texas. He did a really nice job the other night. Looks like a middle linebacker. Just a nasty dude. Hopefully he's there early round 2 for us. Defensive tackle, we picked one up today. I don't know how long he'll be here. Get another defensive end. Get a 6'5", 275 D end. Get a guy who's bigger than Jermaine. Get your big front line. Get another wide receiver. Get a center. Get another tight end to pair with Mason, and get your quarterback. And then get a running back if you lose Brees. But those are the points on this team that I'm targeting. And just get better as a coaching staff. I want to see Aaron Glenn improve as a coach the rest of the year. I think what we'll see with Taylor at quarterback, you'll see the ball coming out more. I know our offensive line did not play well against Tampa Bay, and Taylor took a beating. I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to be able to see with the speed of the wide receivers that we've acquired recently with Mechie, Mitchell, Arian Smith. I want to see what we can do. Can we become a vertical passing attack? Can we get the ball downfield? Can we open up the run game for Brees by being a team that throws the ball downfield time and time again? Can we put the pressure on the defense? Can we beat a blitz because the quarterback reads the hot route, knows where the blitz is coming from, and they attack and target right there? It's bad. It's been really bad, disgusting football lately, offensively. You can't be one dimensional in the NFL. It's not the 1970s anymore. It's not the 80s. It's not running the ball 30 times with a running back. You got to be able to mix it up. You got to be able to be show different variations. You got to be able to attack the perimeter. You got to be able to attack upfield. You got to be able to attack 20 yards out. You got to keep your safeties honest. Yeah, Rusty, he is done for the season. It's just a matter of how severe the injury is. I saw today from Schefter, he was looking for a second opinion. Appreciate you being here, man. Like I said, folks, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This Sunday night, we have a raffle going off the Armand Membu autograph jersey. This will be raffled off Sunday. It'll be here either Thursday or Friday, according to the seller. So $5 super chats and up get you on that. Gifted memberships get you on there. Or as our homeboy Chris B says, membooships. You want the Membu jersey? You have to gift membooships. Allen being Allen. Let's go Ravens. Oh, and the Saints play the Falcons Sunday too. Thank you, Mark. So some of these bad teams might get some wins or some ties. They might get some ties. A lot of ties. Fuck up the top of the draft. Imagine how he looks if it's not just defenses keying in on Fields and Brees all game. Yeah, I want to see Brees be able to be a running back with 2 safeties deep. I want to see Brees not have 8 or 9 in the box to start. Give me a second. Oh, it's hysterical. Sorry. I had to send a message out. Yeah. Can we just have an NFL offense? Can we have a quarterback who puts the ball there on time? Can we have a quarterback who puts the ball there in rhythm? Can we have a quarterback who puts the ball there where receivers can catch and run? We know, Alan. We know you want to wait for the quarterback in 27. We know. You know what I'm going to do, Alan? You can mute words in the chat on YouTube, I'm going to mute 2027. I'm going to mute it so that anytime you type 2027, it doesn't appear in the chat for everybody. We know, Alan, we know. Mark, this is a good question. I think that's what you will see the media ask when they get with Aaron Glenn. I'm very curious to see how Glenn takes that question. Does he laugh it off? Are you one play away from going back to Fields? What's the point? You know, do you keep him inactive for the first week? Hey, we're going to go a different direction. We're going to keep you inactive this week in case something happens. We don't have to put you right back out in the fire. We want you to sit. We want you to learn a little bit, and we feel that'll be more beneficial to you long term. That's how Glenn could answer that question. But I don't know. I think that, you know what? Let's do a poll. We haven't done a poll in a while. Oh, where are we here? Excuse me. And if you guys were unaware, oh man, did my mouse just die? Nope, there it is. Rick Kent's here.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
All right. What do you guys think? Who will be quarterback 2 on Sunday? Rick, the last thing I want is a world where Rick Kent is upset with me because I play the wrong version. I know exactly what that Bravo's for. You don't think I know? I see you watching me, seeing me watching you. I know what you're about, buddy. Alan says on Friday, I would like to hand out jersey number 3. The person is currently in this chat. Okay. So as of right now, Alan has selected Georgie, who is going to get a Garrett Wilson, and he offered to give his to Mo Dean. Mo Dean reached out to me. Mo Dean has graciously declined the offer to get a jersey. And Mo Dean, who gets a bad rap at times, said, and I quote, I'd like to maybe give my jersey to Beast. Beast seems like he's down on his luck, and he can use something positive for him in life. So I reached out to Beast. I got his size and the jersey he would like. So tomorrow morning, we'll be ordering those, and those 2 will be on their way. And now Alan has a third he will reveal this week. So Alan, who, if you guys have not seen yet, labeled himself the other day as Santa Jew. And there's the Grinch. Shout out to Addison for making that. I totally misclicked. I went to hit comments, and that was the button next to it. Lou B with the super chat. Thank you, Lou. I would love to talk to you and Alan about this draft. The call-in link is pinned. Feel free to call in anytime you want, Lou. You know that. I'm still right now at the top end of the draft. I haven't really dug deep to get into guys who will be there with our second pick. But the top end of the draft, I feel comfortable discussing right now. But getting into that in round 2, I'm not there yet. So there's some names I could throw out. There's some positions I'm interested in, but I'm not very, very comfortable discussing a bunch of names. But I mean, it's the Jets. What do we need, right? I went through the positions earlier. You need a safety. You need a linebacker who can cover. You need another defensive tackle, pass rusher from the interior, maybe a bigger body. I still feel that we get pushed around and bullied too much in the trenches. You need another defensive end. I really like the kid from Oregon. He's 6'5", 275. I can't say his name. If any of you know how to pronounce it, feel free. Call in. I'm going to try to right now. I'm going to Google it. It's a Samoan name, I believe. All right, here we go. Big board. Position, defensive end. Oh, they got him now. Mateo. Right here. I'm just going to share it. You try to freaking read it. That's it. Mateo Ugalele. 6'5", 272. He's 44th ranked overall, so as of right now, should be available in the second round. You got Quincy Rhodes from Arkansas. He's 6'6", 275, another big guy that can play end. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma, 6'2", 249, too small for me. LT Overton from Alabama, 6'5", 278. You know, you got some good guys with speed. Keldrick Falk won't be there, but he's 6'6", 285. I want bigger, more physical defensive ends. I want someone who can match Jermaine Johnson's size. Matthew says it's UI Galele. Is that correct?
That's DJ's brother.
Ugalele?
That's the kid who used to play for Clemson.
Clemson quarterback?
Yes, that's his brother.
Oh, okay.
Uyangalele.
I like, I'm looking at a couple of these guys who might be round 2.
I love this. The guy I love is the safety from Oregon. Dylan Thieneman. If he's there round 2, that's a guy I go get. Rangy, 6'2", 207.
Dylan Thieneman. Yeah.
Love that kid.
Yeah.
And I love the 2 wide receivers for USC. I saw them this weekend. Great hands. Lemon is a guy who could run routes, and Lane is a guy who can catch the ball. Yep.
Yeah. The safeties, it seems to be Caleb Downs, who's number 2 ranked overall.
I am not taking the safety that high, but okay.
No, I agree. I'm just showing you the drop-off in the rankings right now with PFF. They have Caleb Downs at number 2. And then the next safety is number 53, Rod Moore from Michigan.
Okay.
And then there's like a bunch of safeties bunched together. There's Rod Moore. There's A.G. Halsey from LSU. And then there's Thieneman at 63.
I love Thieneman.
Ramsey from SC at 64. And then another big drop-off to the 90s. So not a very great safety class. But who knows?
Thieneman is is not a box safety. He's a guy who is a wide range type of safety. He's a guy who can play up high. And I love his size. He's the guy who had the game-winning game-saving interception against Penn State when Aller in overtime was trying to win the game. I love the kid. I think the kid's really good. That game this week is the best game. I mean, it's a horrible weekend for college football. That's the only game to watch. That's USC at Oregon. That's the only game this week that's really worth it.
On late on Saturday?
No, that's a 3:30 Eastern game on CBS.
Really? That's noon out west.
Yeah, it's 2:30 here. I guess.
Oh, you're 12. Not here this weekend. You're here Thanksgiving.
No, I fly in Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I get to miss 3 straight Jet games because I'll be on a plane. But if Luby wants to call him, I'd love to talk draft. I enjoy draft.
Boom! Look at that, Alan.
Hello, how are you doing,
what
sir?
Santa Jew wants, Santa Jew gets.
Santa Jew always gets.
What's up, guys? Hey, Nick.
How you doing, buddy?
Yes.
So, could you hear me good?
I could.
All right, good. So my question is, for the, as a fan, I'm a fan. I don't know much about football. As Nick knows, I go to all the games. I'm a true fan. I can't see how we go into this draft and not try to get one of these big top wide receivers. Like, I just
we will.
Okay, so there's only Alan. How many like real top guys are out there right now?
I think there are 3 guys that would be top 20 picks.
Lemon,
and that would be Tyson out of Arizona State. That would be Tate out of Ohio State, and that would be Lemon out of USC. Those are the 3 guys.
Yeah.
But what's so good about this draft is there are 5 to 7 guys that will be between like 25 and 50 that all could play the wide receiver 2 role, and they all provide different
and they're all built like X's, which is what
Jacoby
we need.
Lane is a big guy. Denzel Boston's about 6'4". I love Concepcion because he's a guy who could run routes, and he's a phenomenal punt returner. It's such a deep draft. I said this before. I think
wide receiver up there. Who had Rutgers with a wide receiver?
he's good. Ian's a good player. I like the kid Surratt. This is the type of draft you want to have picks between 25 and 50 because it's a deep draft and you can find players in that range. It's not a top heavy draft at all. It really isn't. There'll be a lot of guys who'll reach. Like I'll tell you one thing. Jeremiah Love, the running back at Notre Dame, is a top 5 player in this draft. And I would not be surprised if a team takes him in the top 5. And I really would never take a running back that high, but he's special. He's a special player.
You know who'll take him?
Cross, right? Because someone takes him and then just someone else slides down.
Yeah. You know who'll take him? Cleveland.
They already took Junkins.
Here's why. They'll add more pieces. They'll go with Gabriel and Shador for 1 more year. Yeah. And then they'll go all in for quarterback next year where you have a good structure for a young quarterback to come in theory, right? You would possibly have year 2 of a coach. A lot of people expect Stefanski not to make it. I think that would be dumb. I think Stefanski's a good coach, considering he's won Coach of the Year multiple times and they don't have a quarterback. But again, if you're such a great offensive mind, you should be able to find a quarterback, right?
Yes.
So I could see both ends of the argument with that. But that's a place where you go and draft the running back, and then next year, if you got to go all in to get the quarterback, you go all in the following year for Cleveland.
Lou, what I disagree with Nick is, as much as I like Mendoza, I don't love Mendoza. It's not a draft I would trade up for. I would not give a 2027 asset. I know Nick kills me when I say that, but I would not give any picks in 2027 to move up. I really wouldn't.
So, question. That is a good question. You would not give if we were able to get Mendoza and get like one of those 3 receivers, right? Those are the 3 receivers I wrote down.
I don't think they'll get both. I don't think they'll get
possible, right? So,
if you're getting,
go ahead.
Let me put a caveat to that. Say we end up 2 or 3, maybe we get a quarterback, right? Whether it's Simpson or Mendoza. If you can get the quarterback without having to trade up, now don't be surprised if the Jets jump to add the perfect wide receiver with the quarterback.
Well, then we have to tank.
It's not that we have to tank because it would be the Colts pick.
Yeah,
if
but
say we need the Colts losing and we want the Colts to get eliminated.
No, but Lou's saying we need to tank so we don't have to trade up. He's right.
Yeah,
if we just not good enough to win. I mean,
we need to be 2-15 and get some help.
Yeah, because that's the only way those 2 guys are going to fall. I love the draft. I go to the draft. I'm going to go this year. I love the whole business of the draft. I think it's wild. Yeah. And just like how the teams look to stick in front of each other and just screw each other is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I just can't. I understand we need a quarterback, obviously, but I just can't see how we leave this draft without a big receiver. We've been talking about that for the longest time. I know we have a million needs, right? But how do we leave without one?
Let me add this. Look, the only way we don't is if the rest of the year Mitchell plays like Terrell Owens, which he's not going to do. But if Mitchell all of a sudden is that monster wide receiver, he doesn't drop anything anymore. He's having big games. He's getting catch and run. He's being explosive. And you're seeing that this is everything that they thought he would be coming out of Texas. Then you don't. Then you don't have to rush for one.
Talking about him, the way we're talking about Tate and these guys, people were talking about Mitchell when he was drafted. I mean, people were really high on that guy. I remember hearing about him.
He went mid-second, I believe. I think he went
He did.
mid-second out of Texas.
42 or 52
Yeah.
overall.
They talked about him going in the first round, and then he dropped to second for obvious reasons. But
Yeah, he transferred from Georgia to go to Texas.
so who are we picking then? Like if we end up at
it's too soon to
5.
tell.
No, but I'm
It's
just
too
saying,
soon.
like, let's say we end up at 5. What position would we go for at that point?
Trade up for quarterback. I know Allen doesn't want to.
I would not
but
do it.
I'm telling you, with this year being as bad as it was and not having the quarterback position solidified and Woody Johnson wanting to sell tickets, and they will move up. Whether it's pressure from ownership to get the guy, the Jets will trade up if we're at 5.
Okay. Nick, what would be the most you would trade up to go get the number 1 quarterback?
If we're at 5,
Yes.
you're giving up a 1. You're giving up one of the 2s this year. You're giving up a 1 next year and maybe a 3 to go from 5 to 1. I know you don't like it, but that's what it's going to be, because you're going to have teams that are bidding in theory.
That's where we're going to get screwed with the other.
That's
team.
where the price goes up.
Yeah.
If no one else is willing to trade up, maybe you can do a 1 this year's 2, next year's 1, and maybe like a 4 or something. But I know you don't like it.
I don't.
You've been very, very clear about that. But I'm a big believer that they're not going to.
I think there are going to be 4 teams in the top 8. Right now, there are 4 teams in the top 8 that are looking for quarterbacks, and that would be the Jets, the Browns,
the Saints, the Browns.
I don't know if the Saints are definitely looking for a quarterback. They might look it for a later pick, or they might really like Chuck. The one team that I'd be very worried about to trade up, because they never dreamed to be in this position, would be the Rams. Because remember, the Rams have the Falcons pick.
The Falcons pick.
Yeah, and right now the Falcons have the 8th pick in the draft because they suck. And the Rams have never in a million years thought they'd be this high. And they're looking for a guy who Stafford can groom. And if you can go up and get it and maybe trade 2 1s, it would make sense for them. I think the Jets need so many things that I would rather wait till 2027 and not give up any prime assets to get a quarterback now. Again, there are differing opinions. I like Mendoza. I don't love Mendoza. I think.
Okay, so here's my question. If let's just say we're at 5, and Nick, you say we're going up to get a quarterback. Let's just say we get outbid. Then who are we picking at 5 is my question.
Then I'm trading out. Or
I would trade out, or because I mean, people would look at Tate or Tyson. I don't know if I would take him that high. I love Reese, but I don't think Reese is going to be there at 5. I think he's the best overall player in the draft. I would trade down. I would.
I'll say this. If Reuben Bain, the edge rusher from Miami, is still there,
small arms.
If the Titans don't take him, Arvell Reese, I'm not taking a safety. I don't care how great Caleb Downs is. I'm not taking a safety again ever.
I think Arvell will be gone by then. That's just I think
Arvell Reese will be a top 3 player in the draft.
Yeah, by 5 he would be gone. I would, if it was up to me, I would take Tate because just to have another insane, like watching the Cowboy game tonight with these 2 high-powered receivers, the other guys are able to get the ball, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Tate's a true. I don't know if Tate's a true one.
Well, one of those guys, like one of those 3 who's ever better. I mean, obviously, if those names are going to come out, I'm not saying that I like him better than the next, but a big monster receiver would be so good to have. Even if Mitchell works out, it's just crazy not to have a big receiver in this.
Okay. There's guys that'll be there in the second round.
Yeah, that's the difference. You can find guys like a Denzel Boston at 25.
Rosell from Tennessee is 6'5".
You can find big guys.
The other kid from USC is 6'4".
Lane,
real quick, 25 just gifted 5 memberships. 25, congrats on hitting the basketball parlay. We know how it works when you hit the parlay. You share the love. Appreciate you, buddy. Your 5 to Lou Drimshot, Flight Risk Jets, Jeffrey R, AG's Burner, Snoopy 4951. Thank you, 25. Appreciate you, buddy. And folks, don't forget, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's see if we got any more tonight.
I lost my bet tonight.
I'm sorry. You sounded so sad.
I lost at the buzzer.
All right. I'm sorry. Why are you pouting?
I took Oklahoma City minus 18.5 on the road like a moron. And they won by 17.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Guys, when did Ibuka get the guy from Tampa? When did he get drafted? Like what?
20s, maybe 19 or 20.
That was a find at 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This draft is just driving me crazy already. I can't believe that we're talking about it.
It's more a deep draft than a top heavy draft. The 2027 draft is a top heavy draft. You look at the top 3 receivers in the 2027 draft, they're true number 1 receivers. I don't know.
Luka went 19 to Tampa.
Yeah.
Bay.
Like Jeremiah Smith is a generational receiver.
But we'll never get him, right? That would be very hard. We'd have to trade.
That's 2027. That's
2027. No. I get that. But I'm saying we would have to really trade up.
He'll be a top 3.
Top 3.
Yes.
So we have late picks, but we have enough of picks. Would they trade another one to get him?
They'll do whatever it takes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The Jets are not going to be told no. If they like a guy, and like I said, the wide receiver that if we draft one in theory could be paired with which quarterback do we get? Because you have a vision for how you're going to utilize that quarterback. You have the vision for what his strengths are. You might pair a certain receiver with that quarterback because you like him better and he can do the things that quarterback does well. Or you might switch. You know what I mean? If you pick the quarterback who throws a better deep ball or better fade route, you might go get the bigger guy. If you have a guy who gets the ball out of his hands quick, you want that guy who's shiftier in space. You might want to match him up with him, So I think the receiver would depend on who is playing quarterback.
Ideally,
if you're building it with scheme as your goal, right?
You would match up Mendoza with his college teammate and Elijah Surratt, who's going to be around.
I was thinking that watching that the other day. I was like, they should get this guy, even if he's not. I don't know how high a pick that guy is going to be, but
Surratt's going to be between 35 and 50.
So he's out there that we can possibly
be there in the second round. He's a second round
2 option.
Yes. He's a second
round. There's
like
8-9 receivers who will probably be picked by the time our Cowboy pick is up. So there's going to be a good amount of receivers going. There's 3 in the top 15 or 20, and then there's guys who are like 25 to 50. And there's
yes,
6 or 7 of those guys.
Yes, very much so.
How's that guy that we picked up today? That
he's a body.
Yeah. So some highlights on him was pretty crazy. Though.
He was like Derek Nottie, pretty much.
He's got a lot of energy, though. He does get people pumped up, but
he will not be on the team next year.
So, Alan, what do you think is the position that we need to go? If it's not quarterback for the obvious, what's the next position do you think is the most important in this draft for the Jets?
Are you talking about with the top player, or you're talking about
no? What the Jets need?
The Jets need a receiver.
Yeah.
The Jets need a safety, a true safety. They need a true safety. They need a linebacker, a Mike,
pass rush and defensive tackle,
and they need an edge.
A more physical defensive end. I think your cornerback room is set for next year in terms of the draft. I think when you have Thomas, Stevens, and Brownlee, I think you're going to roll with those guys. Now you might add someone else in free agency, of another veteran, another guy who can help you on special teams and play as your dime. Maybe another guy to play inside in case you want an injury happens and you want to bump Brownlee outside. It might be better off to get another nickel type of guy in the mix at some point.
You can find your center in round 4. My boy from Iowa is a guy you could play at center. Logan Jones. He's a guy you can find in round 4, and you could just put him in there. He's a 6-year guy at Iowa, but he's a guy who's a tremendous run blocker, and he's a guy I would love to take on day 3. You can find interior offensive linemen in round 3 or round 4.
Just don't go small school. That's my only ask. If you're going offensive lineman, you go to SEC, you go to the Big Ten, you go to the schools
North
where
Dakota
these guys
State,
are going against. They're going against NFL players every day in practice and every Sunday or Saturday in games. Don't go picking a guy from a small school hoping that he'll all of a sudden do well against all these defensive players in the NFL who went to the SEC. You know what I mean? Go get a guy who's had success. Go get a Nick Mangold. Go get a Linderbaum from
yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
Done and been battle tested time and time again.
Linderbaum.
Yeah, the New England. I was in New England for the game, and the snaps were one worse than the next. I mean, I don't know if you could see it on TV, but like I was looking, straight at it, and that ball was like, I was like, oh my god, this is Justin can't even hold on the ball as it is, and every single snap was a bad snap. I think that guy's gotten worse. He was playing okay, right?
He's a backup playing starter.
He was
minute.
Supposed to be your sixth man. Yeah. It was supposed to be Titman and then AVT.
Yeah,
and Myers was your sixth man. Listen, he's done well. And let's do this. Let's knock on wood. Yeah. The Jets have played 10 games, and they've had the same starting lineup on the offensive line for 10 straight games. I don't remember the last time, but I do have a trivia question for everyone real quick. And if you get this trivia question right, number one, I know you Googled it. Number two, you get an entry on the wheel. Name the last Jets tight end to have a 100-yard receiving game.
The guy that we got rid of last year. Conklin, what was his name?
Conklin had like 93 against New England. I think it was like that.
All right. Well, that's your guess. You get one.
It would not be Conklin.
It was not Dustin Keller.
100 yards.
It was not Jeff Cumberland. It was not Kyle Brady. One guess, gentlemen. One guess for each person.
I think my guess would be Austin Safarian Jenkins. I don't know if it's right.
It is not.
Okay. Then I don't know. I know he had a couple of good games for the Jets, but I don't know. Was he a good play? Was he a top player?
He was not.
Okay.
Matthew and the big fella said it at the same time. It's Ryan
Griffin.
2019.
Yeah. He was on the Texans,
against the Redskins.
Big fella.
He had like 6 catches, 106 yards. Shout out to ISU. We were in the Discord earlier today. Ryan Griffin was the last Jets tight end to have a 100-yard game. So big fella and Matthew, I saw it pop in simultaneously. I'll give you both an entry on the wheel for it. For our Armand Membu jersey.
That's
this Sunday night after the Ravens game. $5 super chats and up, get you on the wheel. Gifted memberships and correct trivia answers.
Lou, if I were you, I would watch the USC Oregon game on Saturday. That's the game I would watch.
And who we watching for?
What?
Who we looking for?
There's a lot of guys in that game. There's the 2 receivers out of USC. There's the quarterback out of USC who might be a day 2 pick. There's the quarterback out of Oregon who I still don't think is going to come out.
Yeah.
There's the safety who I love out of Oregon, Thieneman. There's Uyunglele, who's the big edge guy. They have a really big defensive tackle right in the middle, who's about 340.
Another guy who's going to be right in that mix.
Yeah, Maury Washington, I think his name is, or something like that.
I believe it's Washington.
I love watching college games now. I'm crazy.
What we got?
Yeah.
That's the only game. That's the only game this weekend that's worth watching. It's a horrible schedule this week. There's nothing.
What actually you think are
3:30 from Oregon? He's 3:30.
It's a 3:30 game on CBS.
So second round quarterbacks available. Who's out there? If we can,
I think Maivea could be a second round guy. I think Nussmeier might fall into the second round. Or you never know. Maybe the Saints would trade back or trade in and try to get Nussmeier because his dad is the OC at New Orleans.
That's interesting.
I don't know who would be another second round. I mean, Mateer. Mateer is like a mini Mayfield, I guess.
I watched him this week. I didn't think
I love Mekhi Lemon. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, that's on my list.
That's the kid at USC. He's so good.
You like him better than Tate?
Different. They're very different receivers.
Who do you think goes better with
Ryan Griffin, 2019?
Who would be what?
Who do you think goes better with Garrett side by side?
I like Lemon playing in the slot, and unfortunately, I think Garrett is better at playing in the slot. He's more of a slot guy. I mean, they'll play him on the outside a lot sometimes, but I think he's more of a guy who's more effective in the slot. He's not your big receiver. His teammate, Jacoby Lane, is about 6'4". He's a guy who could play that X. Yeah.
Nick, who do you like in the second? Let's just say we know as a tie. Like Jet fans right now are thinking, we're going to get one of these quarterbacks. What happens if we get beat and we just don't? Then we have to pick someone else. They're going to pick somebody, where and like who, because then it's like, we might not get these guys.
My honest belief, Lou,
higher than us.
My honest belief is the Jets do not get beat. The Jets have these assets to make sure they don't get beat. I know you don't like it, Alan. You can shake your head, but that's my belief, is that the Jets have enough assets where they don't get beat. You don't trade away two likable, lovable players unless the mantra of the organization is, we've had these players on defense. We've never been able to win. We've never had a winning record with them. Quinnen's been here 7-8 years, never won more than 7 games. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to trade these assets away, and we are going to load up to do something the New York Jets have not had since 2008. We are going to try to build a top 10 perennial NFL offense. And we're not going to be told no, and we're going to do whatever it takes, and we're going to go get our quarterback, and we're going to go finish our line long-term with either a center or another guard. You got 3 pieces of the offensive line in place for a long time, in my opinion, with Tittman, Membu, and Olu. I like Myers. I want an upgrade. I'm okay with Simpson getting a 2-3 year deal, like that Sherwood deal, $15 million a year. Lock him up before free agency. If you don't, let him go. That's fine. But you got to get an NFL offense.
The only way to avoid
this, I can't
this,
look at this dog shit offense anymore, and I can't put the pressure on the defense. Where if we're down 10-0, we know the fucking game is over, and we know we don't have a chance.
Tell me about it.
The only way to avoid this is to go 2-15. That's it.
That's true.
And let the guy come to us.
Now, Wild Wave, I did not say they're trading all the assets. What I'm saying is they have the assets to go get any player that they target.
We've only seen Muji sell. We've never seen and he sells at the right price. We've never seen him.
He brought in Briggs, who looks like he's going to be in the defensive tackle rotation for a couple years to come.
Good price.
Brownlee, he went and got Brownlee on a trade. They just traded for Mitchell. They just traded for Mechie. I mean, they have some pieces and we'll get a better look at what those guys are going to be now with Taylor throwing the ball. And
what
Taylor
I mean by that is
not great, but he's
what we collected, right? We collected a very good amount of assets, right, or money, but we've never seen him give somebody something. Like, how much is he really willing to pay for something that we want? We've never seen him in that yet.
Well, I was a big believer last year before you were watching the show that I told Jets fans lower their expectations. I said we're going to get rid of Rodgers. It happened. I said we're going to go sign Justin Fields. It happened. I said that the Jets are going to be bargain bin shopping, short deals in free agency. They're going to build through the draft. You look at that now with all the assets we have, solidifies that they want to build through the draft to get their identity, right? And now you have $117 million to spend this year. We're going to get an idea whether it's extending Tittman, who's eligible. It's extending Simpson. It's extending Brees, right? Are we spending money on our own guys, or are we going out? Are we branching out and we spend the money? Now, I haven't looked much into the free agents yet, but I know everyone gets fascinated and enamored with the draft. But free agency's first.
I like 4 free
We'll have a better idea of what the draft might look like if we go, for example, and say trade for a top wide receiver, which receivers always become available. Teams don't want to deal with the drama. They unfollow them on social media or whatever. And then you can go get a wide receiver for a draft pick. That's a possibility. Does Tyler Linderbaum hit free agency? If he does, I would structure a contract so ridiculous and pay him $35 million in year 2 so that Baltimore can't match it.
Yeah.
There you go, Alan. I'm talking your language right now.
I was watching that guy's highlights. That would be incredible.
That's my boy.
And I don't know why we wouldn't just take I know he always gets hurt, but how much could it be to just keep AVT? And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Because he's gotten hurt 3 times in 5 years.
3 of his 5 years have been season ending.
You can't.
But when he plays, he's great, right?
But you can't do it.
Well, how much would it be? How much would it be?
I think somebody will offer him a contract, and I think
What is
somebody
it?
will
What'd you
bet
say,
on
Nick?
him. EVT.
What
I
you
think
said?
someone will offer him a short-term deal. I think someone will offer him a 2-3 year deal.
How
And
much?
I
2 years,
think someone
24 million.
Oh, that's a lot.
2 for 24.
Yeah.
I could see him getting that. I could see the first year being guaranteed, second year being like a team option or something.
And I think he goes home. I think he goes to the
I
Chargers.
didn't realize it was going to be that much. I thought because he was injured, it would be like a
But
lot.
but you know what? If I was him, I'd rather go. If you can get the same money, he'd rather go home. He's from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
I'd
Chargers
rather
need
bump that into the Linderbaum offer. Just take that money and just
Linderbaum's a dangerous move because he has not been great as a pass blocker this year. He's been phenomenal as a run blocker, and he's going to want $20 to $22 million a year. That's a lot of money to give a center. It's really a lot of money.
yeah.
I don't know if the Jets will do it. I'm not sure if they will. I don't know.
But getting a rookie and then having to go through that while we have a rookie quarterback, maybe like that.
You can find a rookie. I mean, Creed Humphrey was a rookie. He was a second round pick, and it was such a seamless transition right away playing with Mahomes. You can find rookie centers, and they could start right away. A lot of those guys are 5-year starters that you could start. That's a position I don't worry about starting right away because they're just so smart. So
when I was in New England, Will Campbell was so fast. He was incredible. That guy. I saw him like over here and McDonald coming, and a millisecond, he was like right in front of me. I could not believe how good that guy was.
by the way, he's dating Garrett Nussmeier's sister.
Oh.
I know everything bullshit, yeah. But yeah, he's dating his sister.
You definitely sound like a guy who watches Dancing with the Stars.
I do, my wife, yeah. I got it back, thank God. Sorry. But again, with this draft, I am more interested in taking swings in round 2 and 3 than I do with the top 5 pick.
And we have 2 picks in round 2. And
We have 2 in round 2. We have none in 3. So I think there's a good chance if a team wants a quarterback late 1, if we take one in early 1, I could see a team calling the Jets, and the Jets can trade out of that pick and maybe get a second and a third or 2 seconds. I mean, Houston traded their late 1 last year to the Giants when they got Jackson Dart, and they got 2 2s and a 3. The Rams traded
if
their
that
late
sweet spot of the draft. If this year's draft,
Yeah.
the sweet spot
It is
is
25.
25 to 50.
Yes.
I'm okay with trading out of round 1 to a team that wants to jump if you're not in love with a player. And if you think, like, say the wide receivers, for example, say Indianapolis ends up with 24, and the 3 receivers that you love are gone. You couldn't trade up and get them because those teams wanted to stick and pick. Okay, that's fine. But now you manipulate the draft. You're the biggest players in the next 2 drafts with the amount of picks that you have in day 1 and day 2. Utilize that. If you feel that the value of this draft, you're better off with having more picks between 32 and 64 than you are having 24, then I'm okay with you moving back. If you're not in love, don't force it.
You could see the Saints being a team. If they don't love anybody up top, I could see them trading their early 2 to move up and get Nussmeier at late 1.
Yeah.
And I could see them make a move like that and have him in their room.
Well, that's
They
good.
take a receiver, right? Say
Yeah.
they take Tate or Tyson,
Yeah,
and now they
could-
take that second round pick and move up and get Nussmeier.
Yeah,
Nussmeier's
I could see
father's
that.
the offensive coordinator at the Saints, so
Yes.
you would be bringing him, and then they'd have to trade for Will Campbell to have the whole family back together.
So what's crazy to me is like you have all these NFL analysts, and my draft board last year was I had my quarterbacks in order was Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Will Howard, who I still love, and then Shador, which I was a bust on that. But well, maybe not. Who knows? But I love.
You're a bust on that. Don't worry.
Yeah, I loved Will Howard. I loved him. I thought, I just thought there was so much potential in that guy. I don't know how that we didn't pick up any quarterback in like the 4th round last year in the draft. Like somebody, we should have got someone. Just so crazy. So crazy that we're in the situation.
The Jets will have 8 or 9 picks on day 3. I just want them to find value there. They so much struggle at that spot, like in round 4, 5, 6. you can find gems. I mean, you look at the
did good
Broncos,
this year.
they find
I think they did
gems in
pretty
round
good.
4, 5, and 6. And that's
Now,
where they're
Maui
9 and
Noah's
2.
not bad, right? Maui Noah could be a career backup linebacker. Like when you're drafting in 4, 5,
Darren
and 6,
sucks.
what's the goal? The goal is to get guys who can be depth pieces, good special team players, and maybe elevate eventually to being a starter, like Sherwood did. Michael Carter was a nice piece, right? We got him in the 5th round. Give me a second. My gigantic coffee mug, which yes, I'm still drinking, was blocking the camera on the bottom. I had no idea how long Ricky.
Hey,
was there.
Ricky.
Ricky, is this a new computer?
Yes, it is.
Oh shit! Look at you. Man, he went all. Why, yes, it is. Thank you for asking.
Hey, Ricky.
You look good. You sound good.
Excellent. So glad to hear it, man. It was definitely a struggle with the old one, and
I can't hear you.
no,
I can hear
Fuck
him.
you. I had to fuck
Wow.
you. All right, Ricky, as long as come on, man. As long as you've had bad connection, I had to do that once.
that's all right.
Dude, very
Yeah,
sharp
man,
picture, very crisp audio, very good.
The old one was driving me crazy. Like I was having so much trouble figuring out what was going on, because there would be times where looking at the computer, it looked like I had a really strong signal, but people were telling me that, I was still cutting in and out, whatever.
That's
And,
the processor on the computer can't handle it.
yeah,
When
finally I had a
laptops
friend.
before I got this computer in February. If I opened up a second browser or tried to Google something, the show would drastically slow down, and the old man interneting shit would come to life.
Yeah, well, finally I had a friend come over, and as he was testing it and looking at it, all of a sudden he was like, "Oh man, you got another problem going on." He was like, "Your internet signal is strong, but I'm losing everything everywhere." And like literally while he was working on it, the computer shut down on him, and he ended up restarting it. And he was like, "Your processor is bad." He was like, it wouldn't even matter if you had great internet. And since then, that laptop has basically kind of quit working altogether. So it was going to be time for a new one. And I definitely upgraded. And instead of doing what I normally do and saying, I'm going to get the best laptop that fits in the budget of what I want to spend, I decided I'm going to get the best laptop for what I need to do regardless. And
Awesome. Well, good luck, man.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Big fella says, Alan, why don't we just draft Mendoza, move Tippmann to guard, and draft Caden Proctor? Sonny Styles in round 2 would be nice.
If the Jets get Caden Proctor, I will never watch the Jets again. I will never watch it because I despise that guy. That guy fucked me twice.
Wow. Oh, boy. We got an audio clip.
Really?
For the first person to send me that soundbite, you get a spot on the Membu wheel for Sunday.
I was about to say, I didn't even know that you knew him in real life.
He was an Iowa recruit since a sophomore. He was from Iowa. He was about to go to Iowa, and then he went to Alabama. He left Alabama freshman year, went back to Iowa, and before his sophomore year, he ditched Iowa again and went back to Alabama. He's
Where's
a big
my young
boy.
guys? Where's my young guys in the chat? I need somebody to give me that clip immediately. Alan, you got to watch what you say on
I
YouTube,
know.
man.
I just walk into that.
Literally.
Caden Proctor.
Jake show in the morning.
Caden Proctor is a guy who'll play mostly tackle, but I could see him playing guard. He's so big. He's like 350. But I think they'll play him more at right tackle than at right guard. He's a late one, but I don't want to take any more. I don't want to take any more tackles in the first round. I don't.
We're not going to be taking a tackle in the first round for a decade. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan. No.
But
right,
I do agree with what I agree
pick.
with what
Matthew
you said
Smith
about.
wins. The clip is sent. Matthew,
Thank you, Matthew.
Are you
Thank
able
you.
to make that just an audio clip? Or can you screen record that as is and then send that to me so I can upload that? I can't upload the clip the way you sent it. Thank you. Go ahead, Becky. I'm sorry. Sometimes things happen, and they just get bumped up to the top of the to-do list.
It's usually me.
Oh,
so
yes.
I walk into it.
Well, listen, we're not going to have to worry about trading away assets to move up, I don't think, because look at the rest of our schedule. If we lose to Miami and we lose to the Saints, we're a top 3 pick. Guaranteed.
The one game that worries me that you have not mentioned is Atlanta, because now Penix is out, which it doesn't mean London most likely
too. I think
London most likely will not play that game either. So that game might be like 9-6.
Did they put him on the IR, or is it still pending with London?
I think they said he's out 2 to 3 weeks, but I don't know if they put him on IR yet.
Dude, let me ask this, because like I worked the last couple of days and I'm behind on all my news. What happened to Sam Laporta? He's out too? Is he out for the year?
I don't think he's out for the year. I think he's out for a few weeks.
It's IR, just short term right now. Here's the Saints schedule. They got the Falcons.
They're gonna win this week.
The Dolphins, the Jets, the Titans, and the Falcons again. So they have 5 games against what could be top 10 teams.
If the Browns lose this week, I do not think they will win another game the rest of the year. And they're ahead of us because they are based on the strength of schedule.
Yeah, but that changes.
No, but I think they're like
as the season goes on.
Yeah, I think the Browns, if they do not win in Vegas this week, I don't think they'll win another game the rest of the year. I would not be surprised if the Commanders do not win another game the rest of the year also. So,
yeah, they lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah. And I pray to God the Jets do not play Garrett Wilson the rest of the year. Just put him on ice. There's no need to play him anymore.
Mm-hmm. That was courtesy of Justin Fields just throwing those balls, man. I saw that with my own eyes. I said, oh, God.
I still don't understand that contract. I'm sorry. I never understood why they gave him $30 million guaranteed. I'm sorry.
That's really not a lot of money for a starting quarterback, though. I mean, you know what? The reason that you can't wrap your mind around it is because you're looking at how he's performed. Like if you hadn't seen him play yet at all, just based on what he had done prior, whatever. That's bottom of the.
He was going to get the same
quarterback money. That's not that bad.
But I thought he was going to get the same money that Daniel Jones got. I really did. Daniel Jones got 1 year, $14 million. That would have been the deal I would have given him, or I would have given him a 2-year deal with an out after year 1. That's what I would.
You know what? I think everything from the amount of money to the way Glenn has talked about him, to them giving him the starting job with no competition. I think everything they've done is to build his confidence, because I think that Glenn figured out, that the confidence is what the problem really is with Justin Fields. And man, I'm telling you, like in that Patriots game, like the first bad play, when they showed a close up of his face and you could see how frustrated he looked, I was like, oh, we're fucked. I as soon as I saw it.
Excuse me 1 second, Ricky. Speaking of getting fucked.
Oh, here we go.
Alan, it's a children's program.
I can't hear anything. Sorry.
God damn it.
Lou, have you started watching more college football?
Yeah, every Saturday now. I work in Atlantic City on Saturday, so I have 12, 3, and 7. I just watch these games.
I love college football. I love it.
I'm into it because of the draft. I love the draft so much. I go crazy with it. And I'm watching these guys now and trying to like pick up on some stuff, because you have to think like, who's going to be our quarterback. So
I watch as much as I can, but there's just too much of it. But I've got like about a half a dozen, I guess bigger name programs that I do watch regularly.
Now that I live in Texas, I get to watch more, and I'll go to games and all that. So
I know you said Dante Moore's not coming out.
I do not think he's coming out. I think he's going to get.
He's definitely not. And I doubt Sellers is either. Like if Sellers was smart, he'd go back to school, because his stock is as low as it can be right now.
I think if I'm Sellers, I go back to school and I transfer. I don't think he will, but I would. I would get.
You know what? I would love him to transfer and come to Florida State. The way that they've used Castellanos and the way that they used Jordan Travis, a running quarterback like him, we could turn him into a star.
I agree.
If he came out, do you think the Jets would pick him over these other guys?
Dante Moore?
Yeah.
Dante Moore has special gifts that you can't teach. He has a great arm. I don't think he's played enough.
You know what? The Jets have sent people to watch them, and Simpson, Sellers, Mendoza, Moore. But Mendoza's the only guy that they've sent people to 4 games. Like I think Mendoza is their guy, period.
Yeah.
Like
I also think they realize that Moore's not coming out.
Yeah. He's done everything short of just coming right out and saying that he's going back to school.
The NIL has changed everything. The idea that most likely he's gonna get $10 million to go back to school more.
Yeah, that's the thing. These kids can literally get rookie NFL money staying in school now. There's no rush for any of them to come out.
Yeah, but you come to so something I do know about is marketing and stuff, right? So you do come to the New York market, you're going to get paid in different ways. Like, let's just say he knew he was going to end up here. If he comes out, there's a lot of money to be made. Look what the Mannings have done. I'm not comparing him at all, but I'm just saying there's a lot of marketing money in these big markets, which is a ton.
I think a lot of these kids really enjoy the college lifestyle, and they want to stay there as long as they can. And if someone's going to what?
You can stay in college. You can be a superstar. You can be the big dude on campus.
Yes.
And then you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to go save your family anymore. You can make generational wealth by staying in college for an extra year.
Yep.
And you don't have to have the pressure of the NFL. And you don't have to have it become real. You can still be a kid by making money too. So it's changing what teams will do or what kids will do. And now you're at the point where you can make 10, 15, 20 million dollars by staying in school, which is who's ever heard of that? You used to want to get out as fast as you can so you can buy mom a house and retire her. And now you can do that by being in college. So what else can you do in college if you're a young cheerleader?
I despise that guy. That guy fucked me twice.
That's going to get played a lot.
Yes.
That's going to get played a lot.
Going to get played a lot.
I do wonder if Quinn Ewers regrets not staying in school. They said there was an offer out there for him to transfer, I think, to Michigan State for $6 million. And he instead decided to leave. And now he's a 7th round pick for the Dolphins. So maybe he should have stayed in school for another year.
You mentioned him earlier, Alan. What's the pass rusher kid's name from Oregon?
That's DJ's brother.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want. I hate trying to pronounce that last name, but dude,
DJ Uiagalelei.
Dude, his brother was so bad. He was actually worse than watching Justin Fields.
Yes.
He was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. We won one game all year long. And that just shows you that getting stuck with the wrong quarterback can screw the whole team.
Just call him Mateo. If you call him Mateo. He's the Edge Mateo from Oregon.
Yeah,
Mateo's his first name.
He's actually really good.
He is. And he fits what I think they want in a front.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of factors, but if you guys had to guess now, who's going to end up as the bridge?
Nobody.
Oh, God.
I think they go all in for Mendoza. I think they trade up with the Titans for the number 1 pick. And I think
But I don't think they'll start him right away.
I don't think they'll start him right away. But yeah, I agree.
Another quarterback, right? We can't be in a situation where the quarterback goes down and the season's over. So
it's the Jets.
I'll give you a guy that makes sense, and I'm curious what the price would be now because he was such a hot commodity 2 years ago, and that's Tanner McKee out of the Eagles.
Yeah, I keep hearing his name.
Oh, right.
He's a 6'5" kid out of Stanford. Was a guy that, but maybe they want to keep him. I don't know how big a fan they are of Jalen Hurts. So I think the bridge maybe is Minshew. Because I don't think the bridge Minshew's more the bridge.
Alan, what if they take like their pick at 44 or whatever it is right now and trade back to get, some extra picks?
I would trade.
What would you think if they took like Mendoza at the top, but then later at like pick 105 or somewhere in that range, like they took Klubnik too and double dipped at quarterback and had your long-term starter and backup from the same draft?
I don't know. I would assume they would take two guys that play the same. Maybe an Aller at that role.
Okay. So. Well, yeah. I just threw out.
I could see that.
Who might be there?
I could see them trading the Colt pick in round 1 more so than the 44th pick. I could see.
Can you imagine the drama in New York if, for example, the Jets took 2 quarterbacks and the second quarterback is better? Can you imagine
before
the fucking drama in this media market with this fan base? If, for example,
I wouldn't even give a
Trey
shit
Lance is third, Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant. Brock Purdy wins the job. Mr. Third pick never plays. Can you imagine the drama that would ensue here? I hope to God that we don't take 2 quarterbacks just because I don't want that drama, Rick. It's nothing against the concept of the idea. It's dealing with it with this fan base and this media market that I'm against.
Yeah, it could definitely become a circus, but I would just be happy as long as one of them was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was just a thought that I've had.
I could see them
great in theory. It's horrible dealing with it as in the New York market.
I could see that too. Yeah, I don't know if they would do it.
Imagine Mendoza and Alab ends up becoming better than all these guys, and he's like down the road.
I don't know. He really regressed.
That's some jet luck right there, boy. Let me tell you.
Footwork is all over the place.
That's the problem. I'm not a big fan of his, but they both are big guys. Watch Mendoza when they play Ohio State on this. I think it's December 6th in the Big Ten championship game. You will learn a lot about how he plays against speed, because those 2 linebackers at Ohio State are legit. Styles in the middle, and then you can move Reese around everywhere, and then you got Downs as a safety. Yeah, that's going to be quite the test.
Fucking every mock that I've done with that second first rounder, as Styles has been there, I've taken him every single time. Every single time.
I'm in favor of that because I'm tired of watching our linebackers knock.
I love Sonny Styles.
I've loved watching Georgia.
What's his name?
Texas.
Sonny Styles.
3 touchdowns on them in the 4th quarter. But I did love the play that Hill made.
Number 0.
Made a really good play at linebacker where he dropped, located the receiver, looked back at the quarterback, and then came in and got the interception. My favorite play of the game was by Hill on Texas. So I looked at my brother-in-law. I was like, I need that on the Jets. That is a play I have not seen in a very long time. Probably since the first year, DJ Mosley. He got an interception against the Bills, and then he got hurt, I think, later that game.
What sucks is that they're going to let Quincy go for nothing, which bothers me. I would have dealt him.
Dude, you know what? I would give him Flip Sherwood for whatever you can get, and then draft a partner.
I don't know if they're going to do that. The reason I don't think they'll do that is Quincy's 30 years old, and I don't know if
that's true.
He fits their timeline. The one reason they went for Sherwood is he was 25 years old. When it goes to free agency, I would only sign guys who are 26 and younger. That's why Linderbaum makes sense because he's 26.
Wow.
Right.
Leo Chenal is 26. Travis Jones, a guy you'll see this week against the Ravens. He's that big 300.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I liked him coming out.
He's a top 10 free agent, I believe, or top 25 according to NFL. Or
he went to UConn. He was a 3rd round pick. He's played well. He's going to get big money. He's a guy, if I was the Jets, I'd go after.
Definitely. You need to get
more. What
about
Alex Anzalone?
The problem is he's 30. And I like Anzalone. I don't want any 30-year-old guys. I don't.
Right.
They're going to build it, and they're going to stay young so that in that 2nd or 3rd year, all of these guys are in their prime. They're going to go young. I don't see them going for guys Quincy's age. If
Yeah.
they lose Quincy, they lose Quincy.
Yeah.
And I think what they'll do is they'll move Sherwood to off ball next year and bring in a true Mike. And let Sherwood be the guy who just runs and covers, and let your Mike be the guy in the center of the defense who's making the calls, who's thumping if they try to run up the middle, and get a more physical middle linebacker that fits the mold of what Aaron
Styles
Styles
is a true Mike.
You get me a Jones,
He's a
you get me a
badass.
Mateo at the end, and then you get me a true middle linebacker. You just drastically upgraded your
So
front
he's
seven.
coming out this year, Styles?
Styles is going to be
Styles, Hill.
between 20 and 35. He'll be
I would
20
be
to
ecstatic
35.
if I hear Styles or Hill.
He
is
plays
our
with
pick.
like the
Very happy.
speed of Quincy, but in control, where Quincy's
Yes.
always out of control. Like
Quincy
Styles is
guesses
so good.
too much, and then he
Yes.
just goes full speed to try to make up for the guess. And he's either just late getting there because he guessed and went the wrong way and then had to recover, or he shoots like a missile and he makes the play, but then he's out of position for the next 3 and he hurts us. So he makes one good thumping play, and then it's like, dude, where the fuck were you? Oh, you got tangled up by the guard
He's so out of
because you
position
bought
so
the
many
fake,
times.
and then the guard was able to get upfield and seal you, and that's why they were able to gash us up.
Well, there's been a couple of different times too. Once recently, and then once back when we played the Bengals a couple of years ago, where he forces the fumble and he's so in a hurry to do that celebration that he doesn't realize the ball's out and it's going the other way.
Again, self-promotion and not game awareness and situational awareness. I'm going to celebrate me instead of finish the fucking play and play to the whistle.
And this team
shocked
needs
they're
a
not the
true
Cowboys.
this team needs a true safety also. They don't have a safety. They just don't. I like Moore, but they need another safety very badly.
Right. I like Ramsey. I like Halsey. I could totally see us coming away with one of those.
I like
two guys.
Thieneman, but I agree with those two. I like Thieneman a lot. And he's at Oregon. They'll play against USC this week. I love that kid.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Ramsey. Ramsey kind of his play style. He kind of reminds me of Derwin James a little bit.
He got hurt this week, but I like him too.
Anyway, we're going to see Cook in soon. There's no chance that he's not coming in soon because Tyrod's
I think he starts the Saints game.
the Saints game.
I can see that.
That'd be 3 to go.
That'd be 3 to go. Yes.
I could see that.
I would start him against the Falcons, but that's just me. But I think he'll start the Saints game.
I know he
Start him
wasn't
on the
great
road and-
preseason,
I'll start
but
him on the
his
road in
style-
a shitty environment.
Man, I hope
The Saints
Tyrod
crowd
makes
ain't
it
gonna
to
be
the
what
Saints
the Saints
game.
crowd normally is for that game.
Yeah.
That's
Cook is not a starting quarterback in the league.
No.
No, I get that, but as a backup, I think he should have been in there. I mean, Justin should have been benched a long time ago.
Should have.
It's impossible as a fan, me sitting in the stands, and he doesn't throw the ball. It's crazy. I was like, take your visor off. Take your visor. Maybe you can't see shit. Take your visor off. But Ricky, you said something a while ago. That guy has like anxiety attacks. There's no chance that he's not having
something.
anxiety attacks.
Yeah, when he gets
Oh,
rattled, he just completely loses it.
Have you ever listened to Mendoza speak, Lou?
I have.
Did you watch him today? He was on McAfee.
Not today, but
He's
an
interesting kid.
Yeah.
Grew up in Miami, went to Cal, actually was going to go to school at Yale instead of going to Cal.
So would you say he's been around?
Wow.
Yeah. I despise that guy. That guy fucked me twice. His mother has MS. It's a great
How do
story.
you follow that up with that serious comment? Come on.
Because it's me. It's fine.
He's pretty.
He looks like the boy next door. He looks like a nerd. He talks. He has a little Andrew Luck in him. The way he speaks, like
He's
Andrew
very
Luck.
goofy. He's very like aw shucks. Like I keep equating him
what?
to Eli Manning. Eli Manning
reminds
had
me
that
of Chad
goofy,
Pennington.
aw
Very
shucks.
much.
Like I'm not going to take myself too seriously, but I am going to be laser focused in my own like way. And I think that's something that succeeds in New York because
Eli.
Chad Pennington, right?
Eli.
Very smart guy, very focused, but like you don't sometimes being that country guy is a lot better than trying to take on the big city. When you try to take on New York City, it spits you up and it chews you out. You know, Sanchez, for example, and that's not the hot dog reference either in Oakland. But
that's why when people talk about Joe Burrow in New York City would be dangerous. That guy would be partying every night.
Oh God, yeah, probably so.
Miami's worse. When you go to Miami, like I'm in the nightclub business, so when you go to Miami, you're done. New York is not as bad as it's like not as crazy as like a Miami. Like Miami, you're just done.
He does, Nate. Absolutely.
Nate, give me a little more on that, or Alan, if you want to speak to that. Like,
no, he does.
Mean? Like he always tries to say the right thing. Like it's
he's
almost
very
like
AI.
fake.
He's very AI. If you listen to him, he's very scripted. He seems like he speaks in cliches at times. His brother is actually in charge of his what's it called? His Instagram and all that stuff.
Social media manager.
Yeah, his social media. His brother's in charge of everything.
His brother's better than Justin Fields. I'd rather start.
His brother's the backup quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw another Mendoza. I'm like, oh my God, that's who we'll probably end up with. Probably draft the wrong one, knowing the Jets.
That's cool when you get two brothers on the same team like that. Yes. I liked having, Quincy and Quinn here. I thought that they would stick together because Aaron Glenn played with his brother when he was with the Jets. Jason Glenn was on the Jets, and he got to play with his brother. So I don't know. I thought Glenn would have a soft spot for brothers, but I guess not.
Quincy will end up in Dallas anyhow. I think that's where he'll end up.
Yeah. I don't know if it happened already.
They can use him.
I think they offered a 6, and I think the Jets were embarrassed to take a 6. Mm-hmm. And I think they should have just gotten anybody, honestly.
Why do some people like Ty? It's obvious that Mendoza is like playing like a little bit better right now, I think. Why is some pretty small people like Ty over Mendoza?
Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Listen, he's good, but I was a little bit harsh on him because when FSU played them at the beginning of the year, we whooped their ass, and he didn't look so good then. And I'm thinking if he doesn't look good against our defense, how's he going to look against an NFL defense? But that was his first game, so I'm going to cut him some slack on that because he's gotten progressively better since then. So
I would stay,
which is what you want to see as a quarterback, getting incrementally better. So
he's only had 9 collegiate starts.
Now with the playoff, you have the potential to have multiple games against top teams. Yeah. And listen, I don't need the Jet quarterback to win the tournament. That's not a requirement for me. You can lose to a better team. But Alan, you were one of them. When Indiana was down against Penn State, you were one of the people who were going to be like, see, he lost. Like I could tell that. Oh, I'm surprised.
I like Mendoza. I just don't love him, but I like him.
There were people, I think maybe Wildwave was in the Discord, and he was like, he's about to lose. See, you don't need to be an undefeated quarterback in order to be a top NFL prospect. Like your offensive line can get the shit kicked out of them by a better defensive line. It doesn't mean that you're not able to get to the next level or be the top quarterback and succeed. Not every quarterback that's going to get drafted is going to have a Trevor Lawrence sort of college run, where I think there's only loss was in the BCS playoffs, right? So that's not going to happen on the regular. You're going to have losses. You're going to have days where your team just isn't as good as the other team. It's very rare to go on that sort of generational run.
I love the Indiana.
I like the kid. I think the kid can make every throw. I think he's tall in the pocket. That's something that I want out of my quarterback. I don't want a 6'2" quarterback. I like him. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's athletic enough for me to what I think the Jets want to do. You can run an RPO with him still. You're not going to design 8 to 10 runs for him a game, but you can sneak in an RPO here or there, right? Patrick Mahomes isn't the fastest guy in the world, but at the right time, they'll sneak in. They did one in the Super Bowl on 4th and 2 to on the game-winning drive. They sneak in an RPO. You want to protect your asset, but you can also attack the defense, and I think he allows you to do that. So I like the kid. I'm not going to overly judge him. I'm not going to try to drag him. I'm going to hope that he plays well down the end. I like that he came back and responded to adversity in Penn State on the road, and he needed that big touchdown drive, and he got it. He made some really big throws on that drive. He got sacked. It was 2nd and 17. He fires a 22-yard bullet up the seam in between the corner and the safety, just over the linebacker. That's a big-time NFL throw. because you don't have those windows in the NFL. They're tight.
And he also did it without his number one receiver, which was
missing 2 offensive linemen. Yeah. That's why Penn State was teeing off the entire game. But he took a fucking beating, and he kept getting up in the pocket, and he answered the call when he had to. That's something you need to see. I need to see you answer adversity. He checked that box for me that day.
Mm-hmm.
He's done that 3 times this year. He did that at Iowa. He did that at Oregon. He did that at Penn State, where he needed a big drive in the fourth quarter. My one concern with him, especially with the performance this week, is he took 5 sacks, and there were 3 of those where he should have thrown the ball away. I think he took needless sacks, and that was a little bothersome.
But he could be taught that, right, with a good quarterback coach.
Yeah, but he hasn't shown a pattern of doing that all year. He just kind of, I don't know.
He struggled it. Yeah.
He did have we'll say that he had a bad game in that game.
The Ohio State game is gonna be a lesson.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
That's gonna be huge. That's gonna show me a lot.
Yes.
I have a question, Alan. How do I word this? Did he miss open receivers, or did the defense confuse him?
On the 3
like you're
sacks,
saying he held on to the ball.
On the 3 sacks, I think he had opportunities.
Were guys open and he missed them?
No. I think on all 3 plays, they were all in Wisconsin territory. I think the problem was he needed to throw those balls away. He held the ball too long. He took sacks that should not be taken. It could be taught. I know. No, he didn't miss. I mean, what was he? I think he was like 24 or 28, or he only missed I think he had 3 or 4 incompletions.
22, 24, some shit.
Yeah, something like that. It was
on point.
I mean, he has fantastic receivers. He has guys who get open and
Surratt's really good.
Surratt, Cooper's a nice player who's going to be a day 3 guy. Becker's a kid who could play in the league as well. He has a good
game against Penn State. He made him like a household name that day.
But
Wildwave with a super chat.
I love the Indiana coach more than the quarterback. So that's just me. I love
it. Alan wanted Glenn fired, and he wanted him.
I wanted Cignetti. I love that guy. That guy would be so perfect here.
Thank you, Wildwave, for the super chat. Do not bend over for Mendoza, he said.
If we get Mendoza next year, we get Jeremiah Smith. That would be unbelievable. As a fan, that's my right now. That's what I would love to have. But you have.
I want Cam Coleman. That's the guy I want next year.
Who?
Cam Coleman.
Cam Coleman. Yeah,
he's going to transfer. He's at Auburn, and now Auburn is looking for their next coach. So he'll be one of the top guys in the portal. And I think he will go to a team that has a big-time quarterback that needs. He's going to be a top 15 pick in the 2027 draft.
I wish we could get Keldrick Folk from fucking Auburn, but there's no way he's going to last till our
he's coming out.
Pick. He'll be gone.
No, you got to plant like blue meth on him or some shit to get him to fall.
There's a kid who plays near me, Lou. His name is Drew Mestamaker. He's a redshirt freshman who never played ball in high school, who's now the flavor of the month, and he's going to play next year big time ball. He's going to make Drew Mestamaker.
Yeah, what team?
He's at North Texas.
North Texas.
And I think he will go either to the SEC or to Indiana next year in the portal. Now the portal is just, it's shopping pretty much. Here's 3 million, here's 5 million.
It's crazy. It's almost like, because of the NIL money, it's basically free agency. Yes. Whoever's given the biggest contract is getting the player.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. I'm getting tired. I got to get to bed. I appreciate all you guys for calling in.
Yeah, definitely, man. And hey, Alan, call in sometime.
Okay.
It's good talking draft with you.
No problem. Anytime.
Later, guys.
Have a good one.
Be good, gentlemen. Thank you.
Have a good
Alan
one.
thinks he's going to Indiana. What's crazy is my buddy took his son out for a tour. His nephew goes there, and they went on a tour. So he was out at Indiana for the game this weekend with his son, his brother, and his nephew. So
nice,
pretty cool. Yeah. But Ricky, thanks for calling in, bro. Congrats on the new computer. You look great. You sound great. Good luck, man.
Have a great night,
content, brother.
All right.
Be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Boy at the buzzer. Question for the panel: how far is too far for your best friend? Also, thoughts on us beating the Ravens this weekend? I'll say this: I'm not afraid of the Ravens team. Is nowhere near what I would thought they would be. I'm not afraid of the Ravens. Like, I think we have a little more hope. I think we're curious to see, but I don't know. I'm going to root for them to win, but I'm not mad if they don't. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we will do a quick one. We have no Boomtown tonight. So get your What Did We Learns in. Also, hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you, everyone, for watching, participating, comments in the chat, super chats, gifted memberships, anything that you did to be a part of the show. Helps the show grow. So thank you very much. And tomorrow's Tuesday. No show tomorrow morning. Going to meet the big fella for lunch. And then I'll probably be on tomorrow night. And then Wednesday morning on with Jake. And then I'll do a show Wednesday after Jake as well. But if you learned, I learned Jeremy Lin was half Asian. Interesting. He still had a playoff appearance, and I believe they played the Chiefs tight. I remember they lost that game, and he waited in the tunnel to greet every single player on the Jaguars as they were walking in after that game. Modine, I learned that Ricky finally got a rig that stays connected. David D, the Ravens losing D tackle Madubuke for the season, early in the season, is an immense loss for them. Hey, let's run the ball with Brees, right? Get the ball out quick. We'll get more into the Ravens game plan later in the week. Just don't be a sitting duck. You got the quarterback now who can throw the ball and stay in the pocket. He's not afraid to take a hit. Excuse me. Forget old man interneting. It's old man getting tired. I'm not a late night guy anymore. I'm usually sleeping by 12:30 now. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This has been the Nick Shine Show. You are the awesome chat. Subscribe to the channel. Join the channel. Become a Shiner. Get in the Discord with us. Talk Jets football. There will be a lot of draft discussion coming up. There will be mock drafts galore. We have a Jets Draft 2026 tab in there. So if you see players that you like, that's where you share it. If you do mocks, that's where you share it. Keep all the draft talk in the draft tab. And until next time, folks, remember, what do you do in your spare time?
I despise that guy. That guy fucked me twice.
Alan. What did he say to you?
Show me your butthole.
Good night, folks. It's been the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Bye-bye.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know.